cumulative. This is stuff that you do every single day for years and years, and that affects you. Okay, so that's critical.
So even on a stovetop, if you sear the steak, right, to black, you're saying that's
not good, exactly. And actually, and what they have found that if you do barbecue by marinating the meat or the fish ahead of time, that you minimize that damage to your body. So marination is actually very important.
Usually when you marinate, it burns faster.
And yeah, that's the only other thing, right? It's true, it
Dina,
does burn faster.
you mentioned temperature overall when you're cooking. The best temperature.
Yeah, I mean around
Steaming.
350, 370, steaming of course, you know, boiling, steaming, those are the healthier ways to cook. Yeah, exactly. So very, very good. Okay, so that's another aspect too. Bowel habits. Okay, most of you know that we shouldn't be constipated, and that's really true because, you know, we build up toxins in the colon. So very important to try and keep yourself as regular as possible. And that's one of the reasons why exercise is so critical, because it's a natural remedy really for a lot of people for constipation. And drinking enough fluids, water, but good water. Okay? Water that's non-chlorinated. Good water is non-chlorinated water. Non-chlorinated, not tap water that's chlorinated, unless you have a very good filtering system. Exactly. Because the chlorine, you don't want the chlorine. That's the key thing.
So you don't want to drink no water. What do you drink? Just bottled water?
If you
Is
do,
bottled water that good?
well, you have to be careful because not all of them are. The ones that have been found to be really, really good, Penta is a very good, it's oxygenated water. Penta is a really good water. Fiji, but that of course is more expensive because it's imported. Mountain Valley is another really good one. Okay, actually that's what I use, Mountain Valley. Mountain Valley, and what else? And then there's actually Italian water, Pana. Pana is very good too. And then very important on the plastics, by the way, if you're drinking bottled water, underneath the bottom of the plastic bottle, it'll tell you what number is in the triangle. So you want to go with a number 1 plastic. That's the safer plastic to use. Okay? Or is it number 2 on regular?
Awesome.
Well, 1 and 2 you're saying are safe? No, I thought 2 was safe.
I don't think it.
I don't either.
Yeah. It could be 1 and 2. 1 for sure is the safer one. 1 is the safer one to use.
Yeah, I see one.
Yeah, it should be a 1 right in the triangle. Yeah, exactly. You can see the 1 right there. Right. Because that means the plastic is safe because you don't want things leaching out of the plastic into the water.
How do you know the plastic is safe? They're telling you not to drink anything out of plastic.
Well, I mean, ideally glass is the healthiest, right? But if you have to, for convenience and
It
everything.
does.
Yeah, there are carcinogens in the plastic.
You take a Poland Spring bottle and you leave it in your cup holder on a sunny day, and then you drink that water.
Oh, don't do
You'll
that.
taste it.
Oh yeah, you can taste the
Taste
plastic. Yeah, exactly. It makes a huge, really a huge difference.
But that's
So you
another
know that by
question.
trying.
What about those things that is something clean colon?
Colon cleansers. The problem with a lot of those things is that they can be habit forming. You have to be very careful. Some of the ingredients that they use in those colon cleansers, and then some of them are very harsh.
Because some of them say organic.
Right. But you have to be, again, you know, just because it's organic doesn't always mean that it's safe. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you should just be careful with it. That's the thing.
Dina, is the Brita filter good enough to get the
Well,
chlorine?
it removes the chlorine. The only thing it does not remove, though, is if there's any heavy metals in the water. Yeah, or medications now. The best filter really is anything by the Water Factory. Water Factory is one that I usually recommend. Norma? Oh, Nora. It's Nora, right?
Nora. Yeah, Chappaqua a few years ago spent many millions of dollars.
35 million.
Yeah, thank you. On a water treatment plant. And they're telling us that it's fine to drink right out of the tap water. I wondered if anybody had it tested.
I did.
You
did? Oh, good.
What did you
There's
find?
chlorine in it.
There is
Yeah,
chlorine in
there's
it?
tons.
Yes, of
No, but
chlorine.
there is, right,
There's
exactly.
fluoride.
They have to.
I don't want
You
to
could buy a
drink
testing
fluoride,
kit
so
and test your
I
own
take
water.
that out.
I'm
I have a
sure.
whole house water filter takes out fluoride and everything. And the
Where
water
do you have
tastes
it tested?
amazing.
The reason why
You can
chlorine
call
is
up
so
the
important.
Newcastle,
Yeah,
they'll
you
send
can
someone
call
over,
it.
they'll actually, you give them a sample and they'll actually have it tested.
Right. The reason I want to get into the chlorine
I went online and I
aspect.
found one that takes out everything. It's very expensive. But it's good. I don't buy bottled water anymore.
Okay, the reason why chlorine is really not good is that first of all, it's a very acidic compound. So again, it's not good for, you know, for bone density. But more importantly is that it really damages the thyroid. It's really toxic to thyroid health. Okay, and the thyroid is one of the primary organs for immunity. Okay, so it's really working against everything you're doing. Same thing when you're showering, it's very important to get a shower filter to remove the chlorine. Okay, and the other thing is that it's very toxic on the lungs. Chlorine is really toxic on the lungs.
Do you sell water factors? Do you
Yeah, actually, Andre, you can get that in, right? Okay. Yes.
What about the filter that's in a refrigerator that dispenses water?
Usually those are pretty good, but you have to make sure you change the filter. Be diligent about that. Yeah. It's a good idea to have it tested, you know, get the local town, you know, from the town hall. They can come in and test your water. You can just ask them to come in and test it. As long as there's no software. No, there isn't. Okay. Oh yeah, then that should be fine. Reverse osmosis, that's what the water factory is. The water factory is a reverse osmosis. Actually, it's one of the most reasonably priced and most effective. That's why I recommend that one. Some of them can get very
I have
expensive.
well water and I soften it with potassium chloride, so I have a high potassium rate. I've tested the water for bacteria and so forth, but it's good. Is that, because I go to this place has a lot of chlorine from Mount Kisco.
Mount Kisco, yeah, it does, definitely.
I take a shower with you
I take a shower every day, I bring my own filter. What's the impact of high potassium chloride on in the water? You know,
Well, the thing is, if you have a heart condition, the high potassium is not good. Yeah, any kind of cardiovascular issues, the high potassium is definitely not good. Because normally potassium is very good for the immune system, but if you have too much, that can be a negative thing. And only if you have an underlying medical condition. Okay. All right, sleep. So sleep is a huge, huge issue, and especially in the winter, by the way, we do need more sleep than in the summer. Okay, so it's very important to get sufficient sleep. Some of you may find 6 is enough for you, some of you may need, 7, 8 hours. Whatever it is that you do need, it's very important to get that good quality sleep. And also the room that you sleep in, make sure there's absolutely no light anywhere in the room. The room should be completely dark. So if you have any clocks with lights on, cover it with a towel, whatever you need to do. So absolutely no light anywhere in the room. Okay, same thing, windows, if you don't have any drapes, get drapes.
Why is that?
Because that helps the body produce its own melatonin. So you have a much deeper level of sleep, and then you also regenerate better. The body, the tissues of the body, everything regenerates much better. Okay, and this was actually research done by an Italian physician, Dr. Pierpali. I've heard him lecture many times in Europe. And he was adamant about that. He said even with animals, when they did studies on dogs and even with mice and rats and everything, definitely they developed diseases much earlier than the ones that had complete darkness. So we know that the darkness is very critical. So
I'm not wearing a mask.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you're able to sleep with that, some people find it uncomfortable to sleep in, but if you can, sure. Yeah, the key thing is to have complete darkness. So if it means wearing a mask, sure.
I have a Taurus turtle that comes from Africa, and I have to keep a light on even at night. You think that's harmful?
In your room, the turtle?
No, it's in the other room.
But you don't see it, though. Do you
No,
see
I
it?
don't see it.
No, as long as you don't see it,
I
you're
don't know
okay.
that.
Yeah, you shouldn't see it. The
I
key thing
see a
is
little
that
bit of light though through the hallway, so maybe I should just...
so you figure something out with that.
Okay.
Right. So no night lights in the room. Okay. Or if you have it in the bathroom, close the bathroom door so you can't see it. All right.
Also, I have a light
Uh-huh.
for depression or I'm the kind of person I can't stand the darkness as soon as it comes in October, November.
Right.
So I have a light
Uh-huh.
that I sit under, but it has to be dark outside.
Right.
So I get up early to sit under this light 15 minutes and you work yourself up to 45.
Uh-huh.
I've been using that for years and it really helps.
Good. Yeah, it does. Actually, those things really do
I
work.
forgot what that light is called, but it's
Well, like
for
full
your mood
spectrum, it's,
swing.
yeah, exactly, full
It really
spectrum
helps.
lighting. Because it really mimics real sunlight. That's why when I talked about having the 20 minutes every day of being
Right.
outside, that's why that's critical.
Yeah.
But no glasses on. That's important.
Yeah, this works out.